Hello, everyone. Good evening and welcome to the online launch of Free to Love, the debut album by Frankham and Love. I committed my first sin of the day. I had my Zoom on mute, but you're all very, very, very welcome. For those of you who don't know, my name is Derv MacDonald and it is an absolute privilege to be here for the online launch. I keep saying the online launch because there is going to be a massive party when we get all to meet in person again, and we'll be able to hear all of those tracks in a live venue with pints and hugs and whatever the opposite of social distancing is, and maybe a little bit of crowd surfing and everything else in between. Well, what can I say? You were listening to Ocean to Blue, one of the tracks from Free to Love, and if it evoked kind of scenes of running along a beach on a wild summer day, it was precisely that. And what's wonderful about this album is that behind every title is a brilliant backstory, and we're going to hear lots about them tonight. Before we get to meet our artistes, just to remind you, if you don't already know, or if you haven't already downstreamed, which I know you won't have not done, you can get it on Bandcamp, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, wherever it is you get your streaming from. So make sure that you have downloaded that. So I'm going to go over to you first of all, Seán Love.
Colm Quearney, who's somewhere in the gathering here today, he kept saying, "Why don't you just get back playing?" And I said, "Okay, if you can find an amazing woman singer who also writes, who can put up with me, I'll do it." And about 20 minutes later, he was back to say, "I have her. We're meeting tomorrow in the Two Pups Cafe up in Dublin 8." And that's where I met Mandi. And I wish to God I'd met her 30 years earlier. So.
Before I talk to Colm as to how he brought the two of you together, Mandi, you are very, very welcome, and we're looking forward to hearing from you later on, to hear your fabulous voice. But how does someone who is from England, you told me something earlier about how you arrived in Leitrim and got stuck there, which sounds like the beginning of a really, really bad Irish horror novel.
But really negative, but it's really not. No.
How did you end up here?
We were traveling around Europe, and Leitrim was meant to be a week holiday, basically, and that was 15 years ago. So yeah, it just something about the place just kind of called, and we got settled so quickly and made such good friends and just fell in love with it, really. So yeah, but we ended up staying.
And then how it all came to be was through this extraordinary matchmaker, extraordinary Colm Quearney. There are many times when a friend kind of asks you casually, I know you just didn't ask me to play violin, and that was a good call, I have to say. But there are times when somebody might ask you casually, well, why don't you do this, or why don't you get back into that? What was it about Seán's response and Mandi? What was it that made you connect to these two amazing individuals where you just thought, no, I know this one. I've got the answer.
Well, I have to be honest. It was quite random. You never really know what's going to happen when you put two people together, and it just really clicked. Like I knew that Seán had sent me the songs, and I was really surprised by what he sent me, because when I was asking Seán to get back into music, and I was saying, would you like to help me out with the workshops that we do? I didn't expect them to send me songs that were really so evolved and so well written. And what he really wanted was a co-writer and someone to sing. And he really had a great sense of what he wanted. And really after that, when they came together, like with collaboration, with anything, particularly in songwriting, you never know if the chemistry is going to be there or not, but the two of them, like Mandi and Seán, I have to say the other part of it was that they worked really hard. Like they were really inspired, the two of them, very quickly, and they worked very quickly sending each other songs, and there was just a real sense of inspiration, and they just seemed to be enjoying each other. And well, see, at that point it's just completely out of my hands, and I didn't know what I'd started. And then Seán came to me very quickly with a vision for an album. He had an idea of the production style, the arrangements, and that's when I kind of came in to help him, I suppose, co-produce and organize the studio and musicians.
One of the songs is sort of an interesting love song, because it's about how somebody can be really, really charming, very, very beautiful, and to the outside world it can seem like a love song, but but at the same time, they can be violent and destructive and evil. And it sounded like a lot of the court cases I've covered down through the years. But it did inspire what I think, Seán, for me, is one of my favorite tracks on it, which is Moving All Around Me. It's not Peaky Blinders, though, is it?
It's not about it, but it's about the character that Cillian Murphy was playing, Tommy Shelby, and just sparked a thought about that whole. It's not uncommon, that combination of charming, loving, wonderful, beautiful person, and they're also the nastiest person on the planet, with another face on them. So I say the song isn't about Tommy Shelby, but yeah, the thinking, the lyrics came from watching that. Yeah.
Yeah, Mandy, it is one of my favorites. And I just, when you think of the topic, to be able to write and sing so soulfully about it, it's kind of like a great juxtaposition.
Absolutely, yeah. I think everybody's always most people have loved a bad boy at some point, and I think that song definitely captures captures that subject very well.
I know this is our online launch and subject to technology and everything permitting, but we did want to give a sense of a live audience, of a concert, and I was wondering, would you sing it for us if that would be possible?
I will definitely give it a go. Yeah. Hearing the beat is the music around, like the magic of your kiss, transfixing and bewitching, moving around. Lay me by the hand, dancing to the beat, feel the closeness of your body, moving all around. There's a line I'm reading, maybe nonsense, maybe dreams. Like the desert in the rain, believing, disbelieving, moving all around me. Written in the sand, lovers in the heat, lying naked, never sleep. Moving all around me. Every place I go seems there's no one to headed down a home way. I'm not moving again. There's a man I keep seeing, could be Judas, could be Jesus, moving all around me. Got the devil on his lips, believing and deceiving, and he's moving all around me. Never trust a man, he's handsome and he's evil, smells so good and evil, and he's moving all around me. Ooh, moving all around me. Moving all around me.
Way! Thank you very much. Oh, Mandy, we are so glad you got stuck in Leitrim. Amazing. And the flute was just absolutely fantastic. Oh, I see some people are putting the clap mark up. Colm, I wanted just to go back to you just on this, because obviously the demo worked. You didn't send them away. You gave these young kids a chance to try out their dreams. And you managed to put together a really, really impressive list of musicians to take part in no particular order. Graham Hopkins on drums, Gerry Anderson on guitars, yourself, of course, on guitars and bass, Richie Buckley on sax, Bill Blackmore on trumpet, Justin Carroll on organ and piano, Seán Montgomery, and so many more. What was it like? Was it difficult to get hold of those musicians and to convince them all to come on board? Because it is, of course, about a bigger cast of people.
It was quite easy, actually, because as you can hear there with the song, I sent on the demos to everybody and asked them would they like to get involved, and everybody was, thumbs up straight away, wanted to be part of the project. So it was quite easy, actually, in that regard.
I have a brilliant question for you. It's actually for Mandy. It says, Mandy, how do you put up with Seán?
That is a really good question.
This is from the great Nolene Blackwell. She says, can you teach me how to sing Downtown New Orleans, given that no one wants me to sing or anything? She says, can she claim any relation to you, given that her name is Blackwell? But she says, congrats. I love the album. It's absolutely fabulous and very brave of you both to experiment this way during the COVID pandemic. The album cover is stunning.
Well, Rosa Devine, that many people here will know. Again, I hope she's sitting here somewhere, but she's probably hiding. She painted the cover. She's another great friend and colleague, and Dara O'Toole did the design. There's Rosa.
Rosa, everyone wave to Rosa. There we go. Lots of lovely tributes coming in. Sheila says, each song is an individual story and a complete gem. It's a wonderful album, Seán and Mandy. She loved San Francisco too. Andrea Martin says, it's so wonderful to see a dream held on to over the years and brought to fruition. I had the opportunity to hear some of the tracks pre-release and was blown away. Such tenderness in the songs and such power in the music. Unfortunately, she's had to head off out into the rain. A wonderful, beautiful tribute from Roddy Doyle. He says, the commitments were fictional. Seán unfortunately isn't. Lovely. It's interesting the friends you selected for this launch, guys. But this is Free to Love.
Six in the morning, try to open my eyes. Fumbling around wash my face in cold water, put my thoughts to one side. I know I'm ready. Been hiding sometimes. Getting bored, waiting. Free to love you any day, anyhow, anywhere, anytime at all. Because I'm free. Love you. I can dream, I can fly, I can think I am. That river, you'll be surprised what you find. We all want freedom to be who we are. Most people are lovely, most of the time. We all have our struggles. Ooh, love's me writing on the wall. All the pain I feel, I didn't know. And now I'm feeling low. Because I never thought I'd be free to love you any day, anyhow, anywhere, anytime at all. Because I'm free to love you. I can lay back inside with you. I can be who I am. Because I'm free to love you. I can lay back inside. I can be who I am. Because I'm free to love you. Free to love you. Free to love you. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for joining in.
Thank you, Free to Love. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thanks for coming, everyone. Really appreciate it.
Night.
Bye.